What's up, guys? I'm BTC. Brand new patch on the live version of the game today. I know it can be a little confusing. We got lots of experimental mode updates, new PTR patches. This is for the live version of the game. This is going to affect quick play, competitive, for PC, console, everything. So this is currently in the game. Not all of the changes from the experimental mode have been moved over. Let's very quickly run through what the changes are that did get moved over. The first is with Ashe, her dynamite ability. The initial damage has been reduced from 75 down to 50, so that is a pretty significant reduction in the amount of damage that ability can do. Next up is Baptiste, who got a buff, sorta. They reduced the ultimate cost by 15%, and you might think, oh hey, that means I'm gonna get my ultimate a good amount more, right? Wrong. Remember, they have been nerfing his healing a lot in recent patches, and they also cut the regenerative burst ability in half, so it now heals for way less than it ever did before, which meant that Baptiste was getting his ultimate a lot less often, and because of that, they're now trying to counter that a little bit by bringing it back up, where you now have that cost reduced by 15%, but that's not going to make up for all of the healing nerf that they've been doing, particularly with that regenerative burst. So you're still going to get your ultimate less often than you were before all of these nerfs, but at least it's less bad right now. So does this mean that Baptiste is going to be good and replace Ana or something? Probably not. He's still probably going to be one of the least used characters just because they've been nerfing him so much, and this change really doesn't do much. Next up is Mccree. The biggest change on the experimental was they allowed him to use the roll ability in the air, but that is no longer the case. Although what you just saw is a bug that seems to be connected to that mid-air roll ability where it's like trying to use the roll. It seems to still be connected. Like whatever code they put in there in order to allow the roll to work in the air, apparently they didn't take it all out because he's still trying. He's like, Mccree is still trying. He still wants to have those flanking routes and the shortcuts. He wants to really badly, but it doesn't work. However, they did still allow the roll to go an extra 20%, which is nothing. Like, that is not going to have any effect on anything. It's mostly worthless. They also increased the stun duration from 0.7 up to 0.8, and even though that seems like an incredibly small amount of time, this actually might allow you to get some of those combos now, because remember, they did slow down the attack rate by a tiny amount, so now it gives you just that fraction of a second, enough in order to kind of get that aim and get a critical on the enemy. So these changes are okay. They're not going to help him, like, at all. The air roll would have helped him a lot. These changes, no. Next up is Orisa, who had her old buffs that had been nerfed have been buffed again. What I mean by that is her base armor was increased from 200 up to 250 on top of the 200 normal health, giving her 450. Maybe in a couple months it'll get nerfed again, who knows. Her barrier is still tissue paper, and her fortify is still less effective than it was before, meaning her overall defenses are still pretty garbo, but hey, at least it's better than nothing. The big change with Orisa, like I mentioned in the experimental mode update, is the projectile speed increase on her attack. So this does not increase the damage on each individual attack. It increases her damage potential, because now the projectiles move unbelievably fast. It's not hit scan, but it's pretty close to hit scan. This is as fast as Ana's unscoped attack, and I believe this is the fastest in the entire game, 120. I don't think there's anything else. Maybe May's Icicle might be up there too, but in any event, 120 meters per second is unbelievably fast, and it means that you pretty much don't need to lead your target unless they are really far away from you. So this will allow Orisa players to potentially do more damage as long as you have good aim. Next up is Roadhog, who got a buff to the hook. It will now pull targets 0.5 meters closer, making it easier to do combos, especially on smaller targets like Tracer, Genji, Ana, and Hanzo. Although something that I did not mention in my previous video is that because it will pull targets to you closer, you now have to be more on the edge of a map in order to get an environmental elimination. Now, right now, I am standing on this railing, so it's not really that big of a deal, but you do have to keep in mind that. So if you were standing right here and you grab them and pull them and turn, well, they might fall off, but if you're right about here, they're probably not going to. They're just going to land right on the edge. Now, there's a good chance that if you go and attack them to do that, they're probably going to, like, hesitate and back up accidentally and maybe jump off themselves, which might be funny, but just keep that in mind that you now do need to be closer in order to get those environmentals. Couple quick things. I posted a pretty funny meme video of Mccree and his air roll on my Instagram account, and I'm probably going to do some more giveaways over there. I kind of like doing that. So go and follow on Instagram if you haven't yet. Also, I've got some new videos on my second channel. Go and check that out. Link for those things are down in the description of this video. What do you guys think about these changes? I don't really think they're going to have much of an impact on anything. Having Mccree with the air roll would have been pretty big, but since they didn't include it, it's just going to be kind of whatever. So what do you guys think? Let me know down below. Thanks for watching, and if you'd like to be comment of the video, then leave yours, and while you're at it, ring the bell so you never miss a new video. Also, if you want to get some cool gear, join my Discord server, or follow me on social media, then check out the links down below. And remember, always blame the controller, because it's never your fault.